What is that?
It's my bone.
God damn it, Cartman!
How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
Holy shit, dude.
Welcome back to another edition of Suck My Balls right here on a litany of networks that include hackerhumming.podbean.com, as well as ratsaladreview.com, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Overcast, Break Your Cast, Touch Your Mom's Last Piece of Tuna Fish in Her Can.
Get him.
I'm your host on the West Coast, your boy, MSG, and we are here for a special two-part edition of Suck My Balls. This, I guess, will technically be, I don't know, do we title this episode 38 and 39, or do we just title this The Bonus or The Movie?
I mean the format says 38 and 39, but...
Hey, Joe, you're a guest. Shut the fuck up. Scoop, do you think this should be episode 38 and 39?
Yeah. Because in linear fashion, this is the movie, you know, it entwines with the show. So yeah.
All right, that's a fair assessment. I, of course, am your host, the most on the West Coast. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
Fuck you.
Yes,
fuck you. I'm going him.
See that? I'm going him. I am, of course, I'm joined each and every week. My boy lives down in a hot, sunny Arizona.
What happening, guys? How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. Of course, as you can see him here on video, you've already heard, he's back, ladies and gentlemen, making his third appearance right here on the Suck My Balls podcast. You're seeing him right here on our YouTube, which is on Suck My Balls on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, Dirty JV. Dirty JV.
Howdy.
What's up, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah.
I can talk now. I can contribute.
Yeah, you may speak.
Thank you.
I like your green screen. You gonna do anything fancy with it today here in the episode? Are you gonna...
I might. I don't know how we're.
You don't want to mess with the settings right now. We're scared because we've already dropped off.
Right. And I don't know how StreamYard works and all that. Like, I'll let you do that in post.
Well, guys,
you can put whatever you want back there.
Okay, I guess we'll have
some
fun.
Internet.
Have fun. Speaking of having fun, the president's address the other night, people are going to be having some fun, and she wore a chroma key.
Oh my god! Oh, it's already happened.
It's already happening.
Oh yeah!
I don't know if you saw this scoop during the presidential RNC address, dude. She came out in a bright green, full-on chroma key dress, bro.
Oh my god, dude!
The memes are already happening. You can put
like someone put like a 7-day forecast on her dress. Someone else put like a picture of Roman Reigns.
I have to see these.
Yeah, I'll show them to you after we're done here.
Well, we're here, you guys, for the Suck My Balls movie review. This is going to be a 2-part episode, so you're listening here right now to part 1. We figure this might go a little long, and I don't know if I'd want to sit down and listen to a 2-hour episode, so I figure why not just split it up in at most 1 hour each. So we welcome you to episode number 38, as Mr. Joe Vernola here pointed out as our format. I do have written down episodes 38 and 39. I had realized I had not asked Ian about that. That's why I was like, should we go ahead and make this? I don't know. But that being said, guys, we're here to review, probably one of South Park's greatest animated creations, I'd say. Even over the course of the 23 seasons, I'd still say the movie is probably one of the best things they've created from beginning to end, from all the music, storylines, the animation, the comedic relief, the drama that ensues, the story. It's a great movie. Hell, one of the songs in this movie was nominated for an Academy Award, and Robin Williams and a bunch of other people performed it. Blame Canada.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's not even the best song. That's not even the best song on this soundtrack.
It's the most PC. It's the most PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, because you could probably use
Maybe Brian Boitano.
Maybe Brian Boitano. Well, that's true. Brian Boitano would be cool. Like, they should have used Brian Boitano. Why didn't they use Brian Boitano? You know what I mean? I don't know. That being said, before we get into the episode, of course, if you're listening to this episode of Hami Media Group, we are sponsored Hami Media Group by thebrosters.com, Stevie Richards Fitness, the Tech Meme Ride Home podcast, as well as ProWrestlingTees.com. And then, of course, you're listening here on Suck My Balls shows and any of the other networks were, of course, hosted on Hami Media Group and RatSellReview.com. So let's get into this movie, guys. Now, we're going to give you a couple, I'd say warnings here. I want to tell you. So normally, I promote the shit out of watching our video episodes. And I'm not saying you shouldn't watch this on YouTube. But I'm going to let you know. If you want the full musical experience of this episode today, you're going to need to listen to this on the podcast version because I'm not going to be able to play this music here on YouTube due to copyright reasons. Like YouTube will hit us hard. And I mean, granted, I'm not saying like we're monetized or anything like that, but I don't want to be like putting down into the algorithm or even made it harder to find us just because we have a copyright on our page.
Yeah. Copyright claims and strikes.
Yeah, I don't suck. And we're gonna have a lot of music in this episode. So, and even if we don't play, and even if these songs are only 30 to 40 seconds long, because most of them aren't very long, we still don't want to have to try and deal with that. But I still encourage you, if you'd like to watch the actual clips, because of course we're going to throw in clips in there as well. Still like to see that, you can still watch us and continue to enjoy us here on YouTube. But download us on the podcast, go to our feeds and just search Suck My Balls, and you'll enjoy this amazing movie review. Okay, let's go ahead and guys, I mean, we might as well get started with the very first song in the episode itself, right? I mean, because the episode starts off with a pretty good opening. Like they don't even like hesitate, right?
No,
they just
not at all.
You know, you kind of get that ambiance here. You kind of, you know, as the orchestra kicks in, and then you got Stan who comes in as the gonna give you this. He's gonna be the focal point, the lead, one of the lead characters here in this episode. Well, guys, for those, let's get started here, guys. We got that music that kicks us off right here into the beginning of the episode. We got the episode, or I guess movie. They come up to the ticket taker after the song, after they're getting all amped up to see this movie, and the ticket taker says, "No, you can't come into this movie. This movie is rated R by the Motion Picture. This movie is rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America for naughty language."
And I love how, however many years later, they have the callback to that where Kyle's trying to go to see The Passion, and this movie is rated R, and then he just like totally goes, but because it's such an important piece of blah blah blah, you do it. But
it's such an important piece of cinema. You should see it.
Because it's such an important piece of cinema, it accurately depicts the death of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right.
Oh, this guy becomes a good character.
Yeah, he becomes great. Like when they use him in Jew Scouts is friggin' amazing.
Jew Scouts, come on, you have to make your macaroni pictures. Which we actually will be talking about here in this upcoming season. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening here right on the podcast as well as on the video, but they can't buy the tickets, guys, because it's rated R. Now, the joke of this whole movie, and it's one of the trivia things, is that South Park itself went back and forth with the rating advisory board because they kept trying to, they put the movie out and the rating advisory board was like, okay, it's got to be NC-17. So they kept having to bring it back down to rated R. But every time they take one thing out, they put another thing in to try and see how far they could push the limit itself. So this accurately kind of, I guess, was taking a jab right away at fuck you, MPAA. We're going to make so our kids in our movie are going to be able to get into the movies. We're going to show them how to do it because after the ticket taker guy says no, ticket taker Tom or whatever we're calling him, they go and get a homeless guy to help him get the tickets. And they're like, Mr. Homeless guy, are you sure you want to let your kids see this movie? This movie's very hard. Look, language.
Look, if you don't want $10,
I mean, if you don't want $10,
if you don't want $10 to go buy vodka.
look, Mr. Homeless Man, if you don't want to buy 6 tickets and you don't want to get $10, you don't want to get vodka, you can go ahead and find your way. Six tickets, please.
It's so good.
Doesn't even like think about it once. Yeah, I want to get drunk. Okay, yeah, here's 6 tickets.
Yeah, like, oh.
So we get into the movie theater now, right? And like they're all sitting around, hanging around. You know, Cartman, can I get some candy? Let me see. I don't have any Jew candy. So they've already established the Jew jokes right off the bat. What did you think, Scoop, of this opening sequence? You know, you got the ticket taker guy, the song. Did you enjoy it? Because this Joe, he's not going to admit this, but I'm going to blast him here. This is his first time he's seen the movie, like in one sitting,
all the way through from start
to finish. So,
Wow.
what did you think? I know, and he's my best friend. That's why we're letting him slide. But go ahead, Scoop. Tell us what did you? Go ahead, Scoop. What did you think of it as your first time?
I'm not the biggest fan of musicals in the slightest bit at all. But this, I can watch this so many times. Like, I've already slated to put this in my rotation of movies that I like to like either fall asleep to or watch when I'm just like smoking or just chilling or something. I absolutely love the beginning because it's just so much like that song. I'm gonna learn that song. I'm gonna sing it all the fucking time.
Yeah, I've had 21 years to get it learned, so
Off to the movies we
shall go where we learn everything that
we know, because the movies tell us our parents don't have time to say.
And like another thing, have you guys ever done that? Gotten an older person that you've known or somebody standing by to either buy you something that you're not old enough to do? Because I've done that so many times.
I've been on both ends. Awesome. I've been on both ends of that.
Where me and two of my friends, we actually did get a homeless guy to get us in the movie theater. He walked out, and then when we walked out, the guy actually said something just like the guy in here. He was like, "Hey, where's the guy that you guys were with?" And we just That's why this opening just is so much to me now. Like, I absolutely just love it so much.
Yeah, it's yeah. I've been on both ends of that, and it's kind of ironic. Or well, coincidental, not ironic, because I wasn't able to go to the theater to see that movie when I was 13, 14, however old I was when it came out. But the friggin' Blockbuster down the street from my house, like a year later after it came out on VHS, just had like their bargain bin. And I grabbed it and dude didn't even bother check. He's like,
doesn't even bat an eyelash.
Right. Have a good one. Yeah. And then that's how I.
That guy probably had never saw it and just thought it was some.
I had no idea. Just saw a cartoon for TV.
Here you go, young man.
It's all yours, bro.
Right.
Have a good one, bro. Have a good one. Well, yes, I had similar experiences. Whether it be, you graduate in high school and you get. I was living in a small town at the time. My parents moved us from California to Pulse from Montana. And we got one of the local Native Americans to buy us alcohol. One of the we just went to the res and we were like, and because I'm always decked out in reggae gear in general, no one usually fucks with me. So I was like, hey man, I was like, we're just graduating. Can you get us a bottle? And he was like, yeah, bro. So like he just went in, came back out, got us super cool about it. Like
super cool.
Super cool about it. Didn't try anything else. He was like, congratulations, boys, have a good night. Like he understood. But like it wasn't like I was trying to nightly trying to get people to buy me alcohol or things like that. Yeah. Now I have been approached, and for alcohol I won't do it. I've done it for cigarettes. Like if somebody comes to me, like a 16, 17-year-old kid, they're like, hey dude, can you buy me a pack of smokes? I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll do smokes.
I was in your
blunt, but alcohol, it's
I won't
especially
do it with
nowadays.
Booze. I won't do it with booze. I've been on all three sides of that equation, though. The one asking the guy being asked, and the frigging clerk. Right.
That's interesting. I've never been the clerk.
Ever since my one friend was approached by two girls to buy them alcohol. He went in, he bought it, he came out and was immediately arrested by 3 officers.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why I will never do it.
I'm not a narc like that. In fact, when I
Right.
worked in a Safeway, some kids tried to steal some shit. They were like, 17, 18, right? And as they were getting ready to walk out, I was like, yo, bro, there's gonna be people waiting out the door right now if you don't put the alcohol down. I was like, they got you, bro. I was like, I'm just trying to give you a heads up.
They got you.
Yeah.
Then he just puts it down and walks out.
The most gangster
Oh.
thing I seen as a cashier was
I'm
this
like, the
dude.
undercover store police are there, they're waiting, right?
Dude, that's crazy. This
Enjoy
one
your
dude just
repeat.
walked in, go, put it down and walked out.
That's what you should have done.
That's what you got to do. Like, you just walk in there like you're a G, just crack it open, chug it as fast as you can, put it down, and walk out. Nobody will say it. Nobody said a damn thing. Like 8 of us saw him do it.
It doesn't say shit. It's like you could just be like, wait a minute. Your policy is I could sample things, okay? Everything in the store can be sampled. I was taking a sample.
I had a buddy one time walked into his 7-Eleven, just walked straight to the beer case, opened it up, grabbed 2 24 packs and bolted and made it out the door. It was fucking great.
Man, my friend and I, he's in the Air Force right now. He had a big party before his last deployment, and we're all hanging out, and we run out of booze. And I'm like kind of the only one sober enough to drive. So we're like, hey, let's just run down to the gas station, buy a couple cases real quick. Keyword being buy, okay? Leave that on the table. We agreed to buy. I gave my debit card to buy. Homie, who's kind of sloshed, walks in, and we see him look around, and all those warm cases sitting right there, grabs 2 of them. You could see him go, fuck you! Run out the door, jump in the back of my truck, and start screaming, go, go, go! Me kind of brother like, dude, let's go! Fuck you! And I realized what we just did, how obvious it was, like a blue truck with a silver streak on. I was like, fuck, dude! We just did a beer run in my truck! And it's like, you could, oh my gosh, 4 dudes in a truck, in a blue truck with a silver streak on the side, took beer.
Oh my god, it sounds exactly like what happened with me.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump back into the movie review. Otherwise, we could sit here and talk about this all day.
All day.
But yeah, as you mentioned, there's Scoop, after the kids left the movie theater, right, or they were getting ready to leave the movie theater, they were met by the order ticket taker once more. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see this. Here, we'll go to this clip here.
That movie was fucking sweet.
You bet your fucking ass it was.
Fuck, dude, I want to be just like Terrence and Phillip.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's your guardian?
Huh?
I knew it. You paid a homeless guy to get you in, didn't you?
Fuck off, you donkey riding shit eater.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff there. But so yes, like the ticket taker, he confronted them because he knew that they were freaking lying. But after that, now the kids head down to the ice skating ring, as you saw there and heard, and they see the kids and they're talking to them. They're having some good fun as they're met by a jubilee of people. All the kids like, hey, where have you guys been? They're like, oh, nothing. We went and saw a Chance to Fit Up movie, and everyone's just like, oh, and they're all like excited. So they run over and they meet him, and
then they
so now
teaching them all the words.
Yes, I saw the Terrence and Phillip movie. I said, who wants to touch me?
I tell you what the fuck I got like.
Go ahead, baby.
Ooh.
Clyde. Ooh. Get out of here, you shit-faced cockmaster.
Gotta see this movie.
Right.
And this is totally like accurate. Back in the day when we were kids, whoever saw the next movie would have to come and teach us.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was always like a rated R movie or something. Like when it was elementary school, there was that one kid that their parents let him see Scarface at like a super early age or something.
Yep. I remember that one.
Homeboy.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
But yeah, it's super accurate.
You wanna
Yeah,
go to
no,
war? Okay, we'll go to war.
Want to skate with us?
We've been skating all morning and laughing and talking of memories past.
So yes, anyway, later at Stark's Pond, as we mentioned, the boys impressed their classmates by imitating the movie's strong language, causing all the children to want to see the movie as well. Now, afterwards, Wendy skates over to Stan, introduces Gregory of Yawdale, who Stan thinks now Wendy's in love with. So again, if you are, I would encourage you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on the podcast or if you're watching the video, go to the podcast version now, because we're going to go to this one's actually titled Wendy's Song. So let's go ahead here and
where he had a 4.0. You got to remember his GPA.
Yes.
I'm Gregory from Yawdale.
Yeah, well, I had a 4.0.
4.0.
Terrence and Philip are Canadian,
Just like my brother.
It's like the first time he's ever been proud of his brother, too.
Hey, Stan, tell about when Terrence caught Philip a testicle-shitting rectal boy.
Now more than ever, she gives me butterflies. It makes my stomach queasy every time she walks by.
Asshole, I'm talking to you.
I know I can be cool if I try.
But the testicle eating or shitting whatever line, that had to have been one of those things that they snuck in to get past the MPAA after they called him on something else. That's literally the only way I can rationalize that.
I wonder if that organization has like buzzwords that they look for and overlook other ones that you can kind of get away with. Do you think maybe?
More than likely.
Like, it's just probably
shitting rectal wart.
It's a bunch of old stodgy white people. Like,
of course.
But,
so after all that, now guys, by the next day at school, the whole class, they've probably figured out how to do some sort of homeless shtick, as they've now seen the movie.
No, it shows them using the same guy, I thought. Like, there's one, like, I could have sworn it shows them going to it shows the same homeless guy buying a shit ton of tickets for him.
Are you sure that's not until later? I didn't think it was exact, because it cut over.
It could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm
later.
saying.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. So by the next day is what I'm saying, because like the scene ends with Cartman going, "I hate you, Kenny," and then it cuts, and then we're now in school, and now you hear the whole class going, "Shut your fucking face, Uncle Parker!"
Oh yeah. You're right. I jumped ahead. My bad.
It's okay. So everybody now has seen this movie except for, of course, Wendy and Gregory. Now, Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny get sent to the counselors, Mr. Mackey, after repeating the word fuck. And now, of course, I could go through and play this clip, ladies and gentlemen, but if you've been listening to this show for any point in time, you know the intro of our show includes this bit here, where Cartman says, "You fucking Jew," and Mr. Garrison says, "Eric, did you just say the F word?" And then Cartman goes, "Jew?" No, you can't say fuck at school, you fucking fat ass. Kyle, what? Stanley, Kenny, fuck. And then they all go into that. "How would you like to see the principal's office? How would you like to check my balls?" "What did you say?" I'm sorry. Wait. "How would you like to check my balls?" Holy shit.
What's your big fucking deal? Fact.
What's the big fucking deal, bitch? Fact.
Holy shit, dude.
Holy
shit, dude.
So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, where I got one of the premises. You're hearing "Suck My Balls" in this episode, and multiple times already from the song.
What did my son say, Mr. Garrison?
Hold on. We're not there. Hold on. Hold on, let me introduce it. So first, now the boys, are in Mackey's office. They're in the office. You see Clyde outside, which was a nice little homage there.
Yeah.
Right? After you see Clyde outside, then you get into Mr. Mackey's office, and he's like, "Boys, you've been saying some naughty words in class. Where did you hear the words like this?" And he's like, "Well, we heard Mr. Garrison say it a few times." He's like, "Boys, I don't think I've ever heard Mr. Garrison say, eat shit face, you ass be lunker." And then Kyra's like, "Sweet." But then, yes, you're right. Then Mr. Mackey notes that he had to call their parents, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you called my parents?" And unfortunately, then go ahead, Joe.
That's when they all bust through the door. What did my son say, Mr. Garrison? Did he
You do
say
that
the
so
S
well.
word? Did he say
No. Oh no.
Did he say the F word?
Well, here's a list of things that the boys said.
What the heck is a rim job?
Oh, that's when you put your head behind your leg, your ass behind your leg behind your head, and you have someone lick your ass. Oh. All right, let's go to this interaction here with the boys in Mr. Mackey's office, guys. This one, of course, you will be able to see right here on YouTube, as well as on the podcast, or you'll be able to hear it. So check this out.
Boys, okay, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Now, I've already called in
Right.
your mothers,
You
but
called my mom?
that's right.
Oh, no, dude. Mr. Mackey, can I ask a question?
Okay, what?
What's the big fucking deal, bitch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to know where you got obscenities, okay?
Nowhere. We heard Mr. Garrison a few times before. Yeah.
Boys, I seriously doubt that Mr. Garrison ever said, eat penguin
Penguin
shit, you
ass
spelunker."
lunker. Sweet.
What?
God
Fuck
damn
you
it,
guys, I
Kermit.
wanna get out of here. Terrence.
Fuck you guys. I want to get out of
Fuck
here.
you guys, I want you, right?
Dick.
So unfortunately, now the kids, they ratted off this movie. They go to after this scene. They don't really get in trouble here, so
Right.
much so because they've ratted off the movie. That's their first excuse, the first kind of get out of jail free card.
Yeah,
the
they
first time of getting out of jail.
Cartman
stooged.
stooged on him, and yeah.
Dick.
So now later in the cafeteria, we have Chef or the boys are walking through, and they have our first interaction with Chef, and Chef tells or they're in line, and Stan. First, they're like, we got in trouble. They're like, how's it going, boys? He's like, bad. They're like, why bad? We got in trouble for seeing the Terrence and Phillip movie. And then Kyle's like, yeah, you fat ass. He's like, don't call me fat, you butt fucking Joe. Don't belittle my people, you asshole. Whatever. And then
Where
Chef's
did you
like,
learn
"Yeah,
to talk like that?
it's pretty fucking sweet, huh?
Yeah.
And then Stan's like, hey, Chef, how do I get Wendy to like me? Or how do I get girls to like me? Well, that's easy. You just got to find the clitoris.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he's like, what? He's like, oh, never mind. Move along, children.
Move along,
I will
children. You're holding up the line, and he's
holding up the line.
literally the only motherfucker in line.
Right. And also, we don't have to go to the song again here because Cartman does interrupt him. But at the beginning part of the cafeteria, Stan is in line and the song does kick in again. There's a girl that I like. And Cartman's like, all right, you're holding up the goddamn line. So Cartman didn't want to let him have his little moment.
Now more than ever.
So after they get their meal and their food, Mr. Mackey announces that he goes, students, the movie all Terrence and Phillip memorabilia and apparel have been banned. Anybody wearing Terrence and Phillip clothing must immediately be sent home. And all the kids are like, yeah, because everybody was wearing, Terrence and Phillip stuff, except for Wendy and Gregory from Yawdale.
Again, where he had a 4.0.
What's he doing at South Park Elementary?
He moved there from Yawdale. We had a 4.0. That's what he's there for. You know what's interesting is why in this movie does Gregory from Yardale get more of a prevalent role than Pip?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just use Pip?
Fuck Pip.
They have.
Right.
I know, fuck Pip.
Because fuck Pip.
That's why they
but
should have had it. Wouldn't that have been the twist? Hold on. Wouldn't that have been the twist if Wendy had fell in love with Pip?
That would have been funny, but I thought like the whole character of Gregory and everything was kind of taking a stab at like other TV shows that became movies, and then the movie all of a sudden just introduces this new character for no fucking reason other than to have it there. It's almost a MacGuffin to help move the plot along and everything.
No, you're right. No, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can say that. So after the boys are sent home, well, they of course decide to go see Terrence and Phillip's asses afire once more.
Yeah.
I like again when they walk out of the movie theater this time. He's all like, He's like, hey, because he sees him again because the kids got away with it
Hey.
again.
Right.
How did you sell it to that same homeless guy, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's on you this time, you know?
Yeah, fool me once,
Right.
shame on you. Fool me twice.
Why, shame on me.
Yeah. So I believe, do they have the rehab meeting for? Yes. So they have the rehab meeting, right? Because they're like, we're going to send you to the rehab and you're going to get better and blah, blah, blah. So the kids, right. So this is where we're going to have one of our famous next to whatever, Mr. Mackey. He's going to teach the kids about music. But you know what? I also don't want to skip over the fact that this is where we get Mothers Against Canada, the early introduction where she has the argument with the Canadian Prime Minister with all the damage that we have to undo all the damage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can I finish? Okay, I got it. It would be cool if somebody in real life went on the news and did that. You know what I mean? It was like, I mean, Perot would say, "Can I finish?" a lot, but he didn't. Can I finish? Okay, I'm finished. But
oh, really?
I thought that was a stab at Perot on Larry King because I'm a nerd and remember that for some reason.
No, that's why we have you here. That's why we have you here. All right, well, let's go to this interaction that she has here, guys, with the Canadian Prime Minister, which this won't be one of the first times we've ever seen him in the history of South Park.
It is the head of the PTA, Sheila Broflovsky.
Hello, Tom.
And the Canadian Minister of Movies.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Minister, parents are
Buddy.
concerned about your country's entertainment. Your thoughts?
Heads all bouncing up and down.
And it's not intended for children. Of course, children are going to see it. Can I finish? The fact is that we Canadians are quite surprised by your outrage. Just don't care. Can I finish? Hello?
Can I finish?
The United States has graphic violence on television all
He
the
makes
time.
good points here.
He does. This is like legitimate.
Because it's evil. Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
I got it.
Okay, I'm finished.
God, that was hilarious. So,
Brian Adams.
So, like, okay, explain to me what's the Brian Adams joke? I don't have. Is it a movie or something like that? A really bad movie?
They're just crapping on Brian Adams as a musician.
He was like Canada's #1 musician for a long time.
He did that stupid Summer of '69.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a great song.
Six string.
Paid it to my finger.
See,
summer around 69. Me and Jimmy got a bed and tried real hard.
Jimmy quit. Jimmy got. But see, wouldn't you want the Canadian?
I should have known it would last forever. Sorry, I love that.
Never
song.
get far.
And if I had ever.
But like, wouldn't you want the Canadian government to apologize for that? Like, I know I do.
What? I love that song.
He also did Straight from the Heart too.
Oh man,
what song is that
about? That
his that album off what was it? Cuts Like a Knife or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh
yeah, it cuts like a knife, and it cuts like a knife. Oh my.
Anyway, Brian Adams. I like. Wait, so Shot to the Heart? That's Brian Adams too.
Straight to the Heart.
Oh, Straight to the Heart.
You're thinking of "You Give Love a Bad Name" by Bon Jovi.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of. But he has a song.
No,
Anyway.
let's not get down this '80s rabbit hole.
I know we'll go there all day. All right, so now the kids they're sent to rehab, guys. So this is, of course, only going to be for the podcast. This is also the last time I'm going to tell you this. So if you're listening, you're going to get it. If you're not, if you're watching on YouTube, you're not going to get it. I'm tired of introducing, hey, this is for the YouTube. Just fucking listen to the show, all right? Enjoy it. Is that a little harsh?
Listen to it on the way to work and on your way home from work.
Okay, your mother's insisted that you be taken from your normal schoolwork and placed into rehab to learn not to swear.
I must say, I don't think I belong with these rogues. I attended school at Yardale and had a 4.0 grade point average.
You're a fucking faggot, dude.
Okay,
You're like a dang dude.
exactly what I'm talking about. We have to get you off of foul language.
Okay, can we pause it real quick right there? So, like he says when you So instead of saying fuck, just use the word okay. Does that mean every time he's used the word okay, he means to say fuck?
Yep. That's
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one that was thinking that.
So it says, yeah, exactly. So like in the future, when you watch the episodes, when people saying something to him,
Right?
you're like,
Yeah,
When
because
he's banging that chick. Okay. Okay.
Fuck. But
Oh, man.
it literally changed how I watched everything with Mackie, like from the past and after that. Once I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
reflection.
Right. So now he decides to give him the rest of the day off. They go see the movie again. They come out of the ticket taker booth this time. Hey! And then like Cartman's like, yeah, it's a pretty good movie, but all that stuff about lying your full hearts on fire, that's just not real. And then Kenny's like, yes, it is. And he's like, no, it is. No, it isn't. He's like, yeah, sure it is. He's like, I bet you I bet you $100 you can't do it. So Kenny's like, okay. So he lights his fart on fire. And then Kenny he's burnt. A giant paramedic does show up, but then a salt truck, I should say, crashes in, knocks all the salt on, and then eventually we get them now at the hospital. So now, as you mentioned here before we started, Scoop, you were like, is this George Clooney? And yes, this is George Clooney's second appearance in a South Park, I guess you'd say, film, feature, whatever it is.
Second appearance in the franchise.
Franchise in the universe. So we're going to go to this clip here. Now we can show you this clip here on YouTube because it's just a quick clip here, but you might not get the full clip. You'll hear the audio clip, and I'm still introducing the clip. So I guess I'm just going to keep doing that. Here we go.
Oh my God! You killed Kenny! You bastard! Well, I guess you can light a fart on fire, huh?
Load that IV with 70 cc's.
Load that IV with stat!
We just called the parents. Oh shit, dude. Now our mom's gonna find out we went to the Terrence and Phillip movie again.
Vacuum. Try to untangle his trachea and esophagus.
Dude!
No, that doesn't go there.
No, that doesn't go there!
The one doctor's running around. Balls.
All that is happening in front of them, and they're grossed out by the vomit.
Right, that's the one thing. That's the one thing Stan gets upset in here. He's disgusted and grossed by is the fact that he sees like the cuts and stuff like that, and they're just like Kyle and Cartman are like, yeah, that's what you're grossed out about, bro. Is the fact that he threw up. That's
now. Is this done with the construction paper, or is this at the point where they started animation?
Oh, this was all on the computer, but
on the computer.
What they did was they like either scanned the construction papers stuff. Like when they first started transferring everything over to the computer, they did it by scanning construction paper and stuff to keep the aesthetic. So that's why the background still looks like it's blue construction paper.
And you can kind of see it with Cartman's eyes. And then there's there's one character that comes in, Brian somebody. It kind of looks like he's got a shadow behind him, like he's a piece of paper too, which is pretty dope. So I was just wondering if they actually took the time to do the movie that way, just the one last time, or if it was computer.
Anyway, so that's the end of that segment here. Kenny, unfortunately, well, he dies, guys, because, well, they put that baked potato inside of Kenny's heart, and he only had 3 seconds to live. He dies, he explodes, and then the kids are all like, oh my God, he killed Kenny, you bastards. And then the doctor's like, it never gets any easier. And then just kind of
like he walks off whistling Mountain Town.
Yep,
which is friggin' great. Because it's wait, so everyone in town knows that song exists?
Right? Like he just happened to know that song in a quiet little mountain town.
Right.
So he dies now. Unfortunately, Cartman's like, I bet him $100 that he couldn't light fire on fire. And then Kyle's like,
it's
don't
not
feel
your
bad,
fault,
dude. No, I'm just supposed to have to pay him $100.
Yeah.
And then Kyle, of course, oh, good job, or good fucking job. He was your fucking friend, you fucking fat ass. And then now, normally I probably would play this song, but I don't like Metallica guy. I don't want James Hetfield coming after us, so I'm just not going to play it on any platform here.
Right.
Right. So basically, Kenny dies. He's going up to heaven, and you got the South Park guys singing, "Little boy, you happy? What is it there? Is it far?
What are these things I've never seen?"
What are these things?
So he gets up to what looks like an LCD screen entrance to go into heaven with boobies and tits everywhere. He presses the button and then it goes, "No, little boy, you're going to hell."
Giant access denied. It's the funniest thing.
Did you notice the population differences between hell and heaven?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It was like
That's
1,007, and then it was like...
It was like 1,600. It was like 1,697.
Yeah.
Now, they don't.
It's like 95 billion.
Now they don't explain that later, of course, till the Mormon episode, but that it is a nice little Easter egg early on, kind of foreshadowing of how they're going to talk about heaven.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is Mormon. Lucky Scoop.
I was a devout Jew.
I was a practicing Christian. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Mormon.
Anyway,
so we're gonna do a play about how stealing makes us feel bad.
Anyway, back into the movie, back into hell. Little boy, you're going to hell. It's sung by James Hetfield.
It's time for you to pay.
So
and he sees George Burns and
Gandhi and Hitler, and there's all these people he sees as
hey, fuckface, you seen Gracie? Is it this one that he sees the Kennedys?
He does see one of the Kennedys, yes, as he's falling down, yes.
Okay. No, it's the Christmas episode where it's the two of them singing. Okay.
Oh,
I got it mixed up. Reunited for but John is there. Yeah, John is on it.
John F. Kennedy is here. So after now, Kenny's dead, unfortunately, guys. So now after Kenny lands in hell, he sees Satan. Or he doesn't see Satan right away, but you do see a giant bird that flies by and poops out fire. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So now after hearing that the boys went to see the movie again, and they get at the end of that medical scene when Kenny dies, all their parents show up. And they're like, "Oh, so boys, you went and saw the movie again, huh?" And they're like, "Yes." And so you're grounded for 2 weeks. Yes, that's right, Stanley. You're grounded for 2 weeks as well. And Eric, you're grounded for 3. Hey, that's a big fucking yeah. Why am I the one fucking grounded for 3 weeks? So Cartman is grounded. But now the parents decide to sing their Academy Award winning song. The Blame Canada is what's up next, and that's from Mothers Against Canada. Now there is a good video out there for those who aren't aware. This song was nominated for an Academy Award. Not the best song in this whole movie, but as we discussed before we started here, we thought it was really the only PC type of song. Like it doesn't have as much foul language, as well as it's more like it can be widely distributed, if you will. I don't know your thoughts on the song before we actually play it here.
And I have a funny story about this song before we get into it. I was a band geek in high school and everything, but the fall after the movie came out, our football team was playing a football team that came down from Canada, and we friggin' played this song at halftime. And it was fucking amazing. And like the Canadians that were at the game, like their parents or whatever that followed the team, were all fucking laughing at it too. It was fucking great.
So you got the parents, or I'm sorry, you got the kids at your school to play Blame Canada against a football team that was...
The band director got us to play Blame Canada against a football team that came down from Canada.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Well, let's get into this song here. Blame Canada here. This is a song that was nominated for an Academy Award, and it actually does eventually get performed by Robin Williams and a bunch of people at the Academy Awards, which you can look up that video on YouTube.
Yes.
We must fucking come up with an excuse before someone decides to blame us.
Before
That's the whole point of this.
somebody thinks of blaming us, yeah.
I mean, us. That's the whole point of this song. So they want to blame Canada because they don't want to take responsibility for the fact that A, they are not good enough parents to explain the content and the language that's being discussed in the movie, and not saying, hey, don't use this language, or if you're going to watch it, that's fine, but don't recite it unless it's in an appropriate type of situation, at that age. As adults, obviously, it doesn't fucking matter anymore unless you're at work or something. But
right.
after that, it's hands off. I mean, you're your own person. Say whatever the fuck you want. So, unfortunately, this is also, I think, a trivialization or kind of a shot at, just American society as well, where we get so upset, at least as Americans, parents and whatever, all these different clubs and organizations that are, protesting different content of language. But
that had to be a shot at the PTC.
Oh yeah, I mean, just all that you can have all this violence in language. I'm sorry, you can have all this violence on TV. Heck, you can even have Skinamax on late at night.
Yeah,
he says the bad word, the F word. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how it used to be. Now, I think we've kind of moved past that. To be honest, I think it's still nudity though. They just don't get over like nudity and sex scenes where it's just like whatever. Like that's what they're doing.
And I mean, there's still only the rule of 2 for the MPAA, where if you say fuck a third time, it becomes a R-rated film or whatever. It's whatever the factoid is.
Right. No, that's true. That's true. What did you think of this Blame Canada song, Skeet?
I think it's funny. This song was timeless because there's so much irony in it. You know what I'm saying? Before they blame us.
I mean, as a parent yourself, would you do that?
Is that a trick question?
A trick answer?
Who's making up these rules right now? Fuck. I thought this was supposed to be on South Park.
You're awfully non-committal there.
It's hard to say. I don't know. I think I would try to not blame somebody else rather than myself. But if it's something that directly affected my child's behavior, it's going to be hard not to. You know what I mean?
Right. Because you're not the one putting the influence out there. So
right.
But does that fall on the actual movie creator at that point, or does that fall on your local movie theater's business at, allowing your kid to see that? Would you be more targeting the local theater, or would you be targeting the actual production company itself?
It's a good question. I think I would leave the production out of it. I think that the theaters would need to work harder at keeping kids out of rated R movies. Would be my thing.
Fair. And that's
fair enough. Yeah,
you can't blame somebody for creating art, is what I'd say.
Right.
I mean, you can hold people responsible for allowing people to see it, or in specific cases, ratings, whatever, how we dictated by society. Which I don't know. Unless I don't know. I don't think there should be any ratings on any movie in general. I don't think you can. As an artist, I don't think you should be able to rate art. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you judge what violence is and what's not, like, and what's abuse and what's
in the context of a movie and stuff like that, right? Exactly. Where it's supposed to be acting and more fictitious. How do you judge something in that light? I get what you're saying, right? Like, how does that? Why is that considered offensive or not when people are? It's a portrayal of something, not an actual like live reality style camera on events playing out, or a news story or something like that. Obviously, you're not going to go to school and see kids on the playground singing "Shut Your Fucking Face, Uncle Fucker," probably, and you're not going to sing a kid sing "Kyle's Mom was a big fat bitch," which we'll get to later, because that's coming up here shortly. Because after this Blame Canada song, what happens is now the boys are grounded. They're back at Cartman or Stan's house, and the parents have decided they're going to go to Mothers Against Canada rally. And Shelly, your favorite character, go ahead, Scoop.
Shelly, what did she say here?
No. You guys are grounded. You have to sit here quietly and do nothing.
Well, I listen to my Britney Spears records.
I get to sit here and listen to my Britney Spears records.
Yeah.
And then Stan says, Shelly. Yes, sister. And like fucking Shelly picks up a chair, WWE style, comes right over to Stan and hits him right over the top. Cartman's eyes are the best. Like when it's going down, he's like he's scared of shit.
Yeah.
With the chair. So Shelly leaves the room to go listen to her Britney Spears record. And the boys decide to listen to or watch Conan O'Brien because Terrence and Philip are appearing on Conan O'Brien. And they're talking about fart jokes. And what is it? Who's there?
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields is with them. And she goes, I farted on the set of Blue Lagoon once. And then, Philip slaps Brooke Shields.
So good. And he looks at her for a second before doing it too.
Right, it's like a long pause, and then he just slaps her. And Conan O'Brien says, "Aren't you guys worried about showing up in America? There's a lot of clubs and organizations who are after you, and well, they'd have to find us first." And he's like, "You're right, get them." And then all of a sudden, Mothers Against Canada come right in, and this little scrotum sucker betrayed us. That's what he calls Conan O'Brien.
You were still with us. You laughed.
You laughed with us, Conan.
So Conan O'Brien commits suicide, but as we'll see later on in future episodes, he's not technically dead. But and that's okay, and that actually plays into this at the end of the movie. But so Conan O'Brien dies. He jumps out of a building and he kills himself, guys.
And the dude just like casually turns off his car alarm.
Well, he hits the ground, he hits the car, and the alarm goes off, and then like the guy, he just boop, boop, turns it off and walks away. And there's a dead body laying on his car.
It's so fucking.
So Mothers Against Canada has made a citizen's arrest on Terrence and Philip, and they've now locked him up. So we go over to the United Nations. Before we do that, I'm sorry. Before we go over to the United Nations, I'm sorry, that is exactly what happens. They go over to the United Nations, the Americans are openly laughing because what happens is they're upset.
Tell us what this is all about.
Right. Well, Canada's upset.
It's about diplomacy.
Hold on, look. So hold on. So Canada says that their economy solely depends on Terrence and Philip. They're at the United Nations, and the Canadian ambassador says that they want America to return Terrence and Philip. So the ambassador stands right up and he goes, "Fuck Canada!
Fuck Canada!
Yeah, fuck you!
hey, fuck you, buddy!
Fuck you, buddy!"
So the American openly laughs. The Canadian, they're laughing at him, if you will, because this is about. He says, "This isn't about political democracy. This is about freedom of speech. This is about censorship.
This is about diplomacy." Please tell us what this is about. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys. You guys are dicks.
So
like that.
Right. Well, unfortunately, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Here, let's go to it. I could pull it up here.
Citizens, it's about not censoring our art. It's about what's so goddamn funny?
Nothing. Could you tell us again what your argument is all about?
This is not about diplomacy. This is about dignity. This is about respect. This is about realizing that humor is
A boot.
You guys are dicks. Release
You guys are dicks.
or we'll give you something to cry about.
Oh man.
But this part's great right here because what happens is you're hearing it in the background. The Canadians are now mouthing. So the Canadians have decided. Here we go. I'll show you on YouTube.
I'm ready, buddy.
Baldwin residents. No, this is Billy Baldwin. If you want Daniel Baldwin, call his extension. Stupid. Hey, Alec, do you know what sucks about being a Baldwin? No. What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, was that George Clooney? That sounded like George Clooney.
Probably.
No, it's not. It's actually Dave Foley. Dave Foley does the voices of all three characters of the Baldwins.
Dave Foley's a funny guy too.
Yeah.
No, Dave Foley also directed Kids in the Hall, which is a sketch comedy in the 90s from Canada. It's kind of like their version of Saturday Night Live almost, if you will.
It's also produced by Lauren Michaels, oddly enough. Coincidentally enough. I'm squishing your head.
I'm squishing. So unfortunately, after all that, now the next day at school, the kids they're like, Mr. Mackey comes in, he's like, we have an important school assembly, okay? Everybody go there right now, okay? So they run in there and they find out that Bill Clinton comes on and goes, this afternoon at exactly 8:05 p.m.
Now, when I saw that Bill
Today,
Clinton was the
living in-
president, I was like, oh, this was when he was president. Oh,
Yeah, it's
God.
that
I'm
old.
that old.
The Canadians have bombed the Baldwins.
Oh my God! All the Baldwins are dead.
All the Baldwins are dead. Mr. Garrison, is that the only thing he cares about?
Right.
He doesn't care about the fact that because Kyle's mom gets announced as the Secretary of Defense, so now this is war. They're gonna go to war now with Canada. This is what sets up this first time they go to war. But
Clinton keeps trying to give his plan now as president, and she.
As president, I have a decisive.
Yes.
She pushes him off. So unfortunately, Kyle's mom has taken over, and but that, as you mentioned, Mr. Garrison, the only thing he cares about is the Baldwins. All the Baldwins are dead.
Was he still closeted at this point?
Pretty much, for the most part, he has not come out yet.
I think Mr. Hat has called him out, or somebody. It's been hinted.
Yeah, like, but he hasn't. Okay, he hasn't come out himself though yet.
No, not yet.
I couldn't remember.
But no. I mean, that was a good. I mean, it's a good point. So after,
but at that point, if he hasn't come out yet, it's another one of those hints or subtle clues towards it.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
Yeah.
Right. So after that, we then jump over now, and we're going to be in hell here. So this is one of Kenny's first interactions with Mr. Satan and with Saddam Hussein. So we're going to jump over to this here really quick.
Fallen one, I am Satan. I am your god now. There is no escape. Now, feel the delightful pain.
We get to the point where Saddam Hussein goes, yeah, you're getting me so hot, Satan. I love it.
Be my new partner in evil, Saddam Hussein.
Yeah! Get me so hot. I love it when you talk like that.
I love it when you talk to me like that. Yeah, Satan.
He's like stroking the handle of the friggin'
Oh yeah, Satan, you're making me so hot right now.
Yeah, getting me so hot, Satan.
Hey, Satan.
Gosh, you guys okay? We're at like an hour into this show, and
I know. But we're like 10 minutes away from the halfway point of the movie, too. We're like 30 minutes or so into the movie, and it's like 82 minutes.
Okay, all right, that's
something
fair
like
point.
that.
That's a fair.
Keep going a little bit.
We're only digressing a little bit. We're not getting too far off the rails.
Right. We're still there.
So after that, as we mentioned, Kenny is in hell. He gets introduced to Saddam Hussein. I'm sorry. And Satan as the leaders of destruction. I am the leader of destruction. This is my partner in crime, Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, fuck now.
Yeah, fuck now. Yeah. I love when you talk to that. Get me so hot.
Get me so hot right now.
And then what is it? Satan pulls him aside. Saddam, can you come here and talk with me, please?
Yeah.
I don't appreciate I don't appreciate when you belittle me like that in front of when I'm trying to do my job.
I don't appreciate you belittling me in front of my minions.
In front of my minions. Satan, who's my cream pie? Yeah. That's right.
That's bitch.
That's right.
No, we done yet. This one is that's right, buddy.
Yeah.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
when they started making, and I know they had made fun of Saddam before that too, but when they made fun of him that time, that was when oh wow, they just really have no chill. Saddam is in a homosexual relationship with Satan, and he's the top. I'm like, oh my god. Now I know why my parents didn't want me seeing this.
But after hearing the boys went to the movies again, after the Baldwin brothers, President Clinton then declared the war. Now, unfortunately, Cartman is not happy as they're out on the playground. He's like, this is all because Kyle's mom is a bitch. And,
no, you shut your fucking mouth.
Well, I'm warning you. Well, I mean it.
All right.
All right.
Stupid heady bitch, you all the boys and girls. Shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, Monday bitch on Tuesday bitch on Wednesday Thursday she's a bitch. Then on Sunday just be blue King Kamea bitch.
Have you ever met my friend Kazan?
She's a stupid bitch. Kazan's a bitch. She's a stupid bitch. Hey, talk to kids around the world and mangoes live in same like this.
And it goes into all the different languages.
Yeah.
Comes back. Have you ever met my friend Kazan? The biggest bitch in the whole world. She's a stupid bitch. I'm really big.
She's a big yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and standing in front of Kyle's mom, and well, he gets
fuck.
So after that, she I don't know how they got Cartman's mom to agree to all this, but unfortunately, Cartman is going to be the first participant in the new V-chip program, which is being placed by Dr. Vosnacher. And this is implanted into his head to prevent him from using any profanity and swearing, of course, much to his chagrin. They start out by having him say some words like in front of all these. He's there at a PTA meeting, if you will, because Kyle's mom's like, while we send troops out in Canada, we're fighting the war on language, potty mouths back here at home. So Cartman comes out and he says different things from
now say pillow.
Pillow.
Now say Montana. Montana!
No, that's how it is. Why he wouldn't get in trouble for saying Montana?
No, that was one of the jokes. Was I could have sworn it was. No. And then then it was like now say big floppy donkey dick.
No, first he says pillow. Now say horse fucker. And then like Cartman looks at his mom. Go ahead. And then horse fucker.
I could have sworn Montana was a swear word too. I'm gonna have to go.
No, it wasn't. Okay. No, Montana, pillow. Now say horse fucker. Success.
Now say big floppy donkey dick. No.
Success. The child doesn't want to cuss anymore.
This is fucking yeah.
You know what's funny is like that's how parents used to like rate like clinical trials and stuff like that. See, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Now he's not going to do it. No, that's not how it works.
Not at all.
Just because you shock him right away does not mean the child is going to stop. But yes, every time a child swears, he'll get an electric shock. With Terrence and Philip set to be executed by they're going to be executed by the USO show.
At the USO show.
When they go to there's an announcement. So join up the military and fight the Canadians and
the March of War.
It's
like he scores. It was like in 1940s news of the world war / propaganda reel. Right. Boys in blue are fighting the war at home as well. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's when they report that the Canadians bombed the Arquettes, like because the Canadians just keep going after Hollywood families.
Right.
We've marched on Toronto after another vicious bombing has taken its toll on the Arquette residents.
Right.
Or yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
So apparently Satan has discovered that a war has started on Earth, and that he says that with delight that it has been prophesied that once the blood of these two Canadians are spilt on American soil, that I can go up there and rule the earth.
Ah, yes, get me so hot.
Get me so hot, yes.
Ah, yes, my time is drawn nigh.
I love it when you get on biblical, Satan.
Love it when you get a biblical, Satan.
Let's fuck.
Is that all I am to you, Saddam?
Come on, guy.
Come on, guy.
So what happens is at this point the kids learn that they're going to execute Terrence and Philip. So they decide that they're going to start their own resistance group, and they first start by going to Kyle's house. They try to hack in to the school, I guess school message boards or the Canadian mainframe or whatever it is. And they're like, tell them that we'll bring punch and pie. And he's like, punch and pie? He's like, yeah, my people are coming.
My people are coming. We have punch and pie.
And so Stan and Kyle are looking up on the internet as well. Stan goes, hey, do a search for the clitoris. So he does a search for the clitoris.
Oh shit! Oh, Scheiße.
He's like, do a search for a clitoris.
What the Scheiße?
Oh, Scheiße.
Scoop, why don't you tell us about this scene here?
This is where they Google it, and then they enter the website. On Scheiße or something?
Yeah, it's the first link. Though. Let's just.
Oh yeah, it's like 8 million or some links, and he clicks the first one.
German Scheiße must be 18. Click 18. Click enter if you are okay.
They click through it, then he clicks through another one, and then it starts. And it has a German guy starts talking. And he's just Scheiße.
and then Kyle says, "Is it Cartman's mom?" And Stan's like,
"Wait a minute, is that Cartman's mom?"
Really funny, you guys. My oh my god, it is.
The Scheiße. Oh, okay.
Oh, the Scheiße. Oh, Scheiße. And then something happens, and it sits up, and it explodes.
Right, it makes it look like that she probably eats his poop.
Well, yeah, like it cuts away and you hear the
maybe on the face.
Yeah, it like shits on her face and then it cuts away.
And so Sam throws up, and that's when they hack into the mainframe to get more kids to show up to try and form a brand new group called La Resistance. La Resistance. So at this point in time, what is it? Right before they go to the La Resistance meeting, Kenny decides that after hearing that that Saddam Hussein is going to come up to Earth and take over, that they're going to he's going to try and warn them, right? So he's like, he goes up into Cartman's room as a ghost, and he's all yelling at him. He's like, "You got to stop Terrence and Philip from being killed, because if they're killed, Satan and Saddam Hussein are going to come up on Earth and they're going to rule over." And Cartman freaks out and screams, and his mom comes in and if you will, and he's like, Kenny said he's gonna come. I think Kenny's pissed off because I bet him $100. He's shocked. He's like, wait, I can't say pissed off.
I can't say pissed off.
He's kind of fucked up. He couldn't stop. I just kind of.
I see Cartman too, in the face of every child.
That's next. So Cartman shows up at the meeting with Stan and Kyle, like before the meeting begins. He's like, you guys, I just had Kenny. And then Kyle goes, I see Cartman too.
Yeah.
In the face of every child. In the face of every child.
Yeah, Kenny in the face of every child too.
Yeah, you guys, I really saw it.
He said that if Satan and Saddam Hussein are going to take over, Terrence and Philip are executed. So a bunch of kids do show up. First, they're like, we were promised there would be punch and pie.
Right? And 2 kids leave.
But he was right.
That was awesome.
He was right. More people showed up.
So Wendy and Gregory they knock on the door, and he's like, what's the password? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, guess. He's like, bacon. And he's like, all right, that's good enough. So he lets him in, and then they're shocked to find out that Stan and Kyle are the ones behind La Resistance. And they're like, well, we think that Terrence and Philip being executed sucks. So we're going to go over there and I forget what he says.
Yeah.
So we thought about we're going to go over there and pull out their power or whatever it is. And
It was like, yeah.
Something really like stupid.
Yeah.
Not going to actually help. So Gregory decides to take over.
May I?
Yeah,
that's what he's. Yeah.
Terrence and Philip are being held here at the base of at the USO show, and they plan to be executed here. What we'll need to do is we'll need to make our rung at the rendezvous from here to here. What you'll most likely need is what you'll need is someone who can lead us, and I'll do it. And then Stan and Kyle are like,
this guy is good.
Right?
Yeah, that's when Kyle. Yeah.
Well, Kyle goes, holy shit, Winnie's new guy is smart, dude.
Yeah.
So Stan is like, no, we'll do it. So Stan decides to volunteer the boys to take over themselves, and that's where we get the La Resistance song. This is a really fucking great song.
It is.
Like,
I
wish this was like our national anthem song. This is a great fucking song.
This should have been the one that got nominated for the Academy Award.
Right now, as this was the first time you heard this song, right, Scoop?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the song? Does it get you pumped?
I mean, yeah.
What did you think of Gregory? As a character.
I didn't think of him. I mean, he's kind of funny. I like it, to be honest. I think they should have kept him along more, and instead of Pip, I think you would know a little bit better than Pip. Because he had a 4.0 from Yardale.
I had a 4.0. I had a 4.0 grade average from Yardale.
No.
I really don't think I should be here. I had a 4.0. Yeah, faggot.
I don't think I should be amongst these rogues.
These rogues. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was just gonna continue the line. Yeah. Like the line that aged like milk.
Yeah, unfortunately, that line is not as politically correct anymore. We can't use it because, well, you know, it's not good. It's a naughty word, if you will.
Right.
So, but ladies and gentlemen, we're actually, as you mentioned, Joe, we're actually about what is it, the halfway point here in the movie?
Yeah,
pretty much. So before we're going to end this side of this podcast, guys, with the La Resistance song here.
Yeah,
for you.
I was just gonna say we're gonna outro the song.
Yeah, so we're going to end on the first part of this podcast here with the La Resistance song. So if you're listening to part one here, we appreciate you listening here on hackerhami.podbean.com, on Hami Media Group, ratsaladreview.com, as well as we encourage you to go over to our Hami Media Group YouTube and subscribe to us on all platforms. Joe, while we wrap up this end of the episode, is there anything you want to plug?
Slave to the Deathmatch will be streaming live on October 3rd. Definitely watch that if you are into the CZW, GCW style wrestling. I'll be on Twitch a couple times a week, twitch.tv/JV9. And yeah, that's all I got to plug right now.
All right, guys. Well, this is the end of part one. We'll be back next week with part two. And of course, if you're listening on the podcast, you'll get to hear this song. If you're not listening on the podcast and you're watching on YouTube, we'll see you next week.
What is that? It's my phone! God damn it, Cartman! How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison? Holy shit, dude.